What's going on, Hoop fans? And welcome to another episode of Cut and Debate, the only show where you can come and get a fresh cut and then talk sports about your favorite NBA teams and players. We are filming live from Stellar Cuts in beautiful sunny South Florida in Wynwood, Miami. I'm your host, Shamo. This is my co-host, Mike. And how you feeling today, Mike?
I'm feeling fucking amazing, bro. I'm just happy to be here. Basketball season starting next week, so yo,
Preseason's
I'm
finally
ready.
over.
I'm ready.
We're glad preseason's over.
So
We're
am
ready
I.
to get to the regular season. Some big news around the NBA still going on. Ben Simmons finally showed up to training camp and out of nowhere, and nobody expected him.
Dude, so
We were
awkward.
talking about this a little bit last week. I think personally it was one of the I think the way they went about it was wrong, but him showing up was the right thing to do. I think like you had made a point last week, it gives him a chance because he played so terrible last year in the playoffs to give himself some trade value and trade stock, prove everybody wrong, and then handle the other, off the court stuff on the back end behind closed doors. What do you think about Ben Simmons showing up to camp out of nowhere this week?
Well, I think Ben Simmons is hella awkward. I mean, I feel sorry for the Philadelphia 76ers organization having to deal with that guy. But I don't know. Look, now there's so many things I can say about Ben Simmons. I'm gonna start by saying this. At least he did show up. I mean, it's the beginning of what's supposed to be a reconciliation, but we don't know how this is gonna end up yet. So before we put all of our eggs in the Ben Simmons basket, I want to see how this is gonna play out because I've heard from a couple of reliable sources that Ben Simmons might be ploying the Philadelphia 76ers in a sense to maybe fake an injury, so to speak, hopefully to get paid by the organization still while still not having to play while he figures out his trade situation, which is a possibility.
Smart hell.
It would be incredibly smart, a la Markel Fultz type of deal. So I can see where he would be going with that. My only issue with that would just make you more of a bitch in my eyes. Because when all is said and done, I mean, like this whole thing, if you ask me, happened because Ben Simmons didn't perform the way he should have in the playoffs. At the end of the playoffs, this could have all been avoided by Ben Simmons entering the locker room and saying, hey, guys, I know what I did wrong. I'm going to put in my work in the offseason. He could have put in the work in the offseason. He did everything wrong as far as dealing with this is concerned. For that, I can't really sympathize with the guy. I honestly think the Philadelphia organization should find a way to trade him, maybe for like a Kyrie.
I wouldn't trade him for Kyrie right now because Kyrie's not going to be able to play. But neither is Ben Simmons. I think that Ben, being from Australia, doesn't kind of know how the American thing goes. The American culture is we play through bullshit,
Literally.
and he's going through some bullshit right now, and that's okay. But I think us being in certain neighborhoods that we grew up in makes us tougher. I don't think he grew up in that environment, and it's starting to show. So now you have this. Any locker room you go into, you're always going to have this stigma on you now that you're soft.
You're a diva.
You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to shake. You're very talented. Don't get me wrong. Ben Simmons is a talented dude, but certain things you just can't shake once you get into these locker rooms with these other grown men who are also talented, who don't give a shit. And they just want to have somebody in the dogfight with.
And they're entitled to have opinions.
Facts. Moving on to our next topic, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook had a less than stellar preseason. Would you say less than stellar?
Less than stellar. Yeah, I will say he had a less than stellar preseason.
The only reason why I looked at you and threw this at you is because this is one of your guys from your team.
Okay, so
this is your team. This pick this year.
So look, I did pick the Lakers to come out of the Western Conference, and I still have them coming out of the Western Conference. Russell Westbrook's performance in the preseason does not change that at all. One thing I will say is it's going to take them time to get their basketball game together. I don't see them having a good first half of the season. I don't see them gelling until after the playoffs.
I think I said
I'm sorry, until after the NBA All-Star break. And then once they do gel, they're going to be a hard team to stop. They have way too much depth, way too much experience. I'm sticking to my guns on this one. Lakers are coming out of the finals, regardless of how Westbrook looks in their early half of the season.
That's typically, historically, LeBron James teams always start off slow.
Literally.
Whenever he builds his team together and puts these Lego blocks of players together, they have to figure out ways to gel. And the Heat, that was the same. It was the case with the Heat.
You're right.
It was the same case with
going back to Cleveland.
And it was the same thing going back to LA, and then they won the championship in the bubble the next year after he was able to play mastermind and puppet all all the moves he was able to make. I think they start out the season a little bit tough, just for the simple fact that, you know, historically they all have to. This is their first year playing together.
Right.
Historically, this is
You have
what
to
happens.
figure it out.
Russell Westbrook, I think, is like I made my point last. I think he's going to have trouble fitting into a LeBron dominated team because he's used to being the main guy. Now that he's not the main guy, he's not going to be ball dominant. LeBron in the third and fourth quarter, like I told you, if you was watching preseason this week, is bringing up the ball majority of the time, playing point guard.
Agreed.
He has to find his way inside of that. And you saw, Rondo throwing the ball off his head and stuff like that because he's trying to find out where he needs to cut, where he needs to fit in, how he needs to be successful. That's going to get frustrating. And I hope he finds it out. But Russell Westbrook is a big part of the Lakers' success, and that's kind of why I don't see them coming out of the West this year.
I mean, I can respect your point of view. Like, you know what I mean?
You have
like,
to. I'm a genius.
I mean, let you tell it. But anyway, I'll respect your point of view. But I think honestly, basketball is a game of matchups and teams, and then having the best schematic is what's going to make you flourish or fail in any system. Now, personally, I think Russell Westbrook is a great basketball player. I don't think, if personally, I would have Russell Westbrook starting. I would have Rondo start over Westbrook. Me, personally. I would bring Westbrook onto the floor with the likes of a Carmelo Anthony off the bench. The reason why I would do that is Russell Westbrook wants to play the point guard. He's more comfortable bringing the ball to the floor. I agree with that. So why don't you just give him that right? Why wouldn't you let him do that? Why wouldn't you let him be who he's comfortable being off the bench?
I'm sorry. I think I just woke back up. I lost consciousness after you said take a person who has a Hall of Famer who has averaged a triple-double in 3 separate seasons and bring him off the bench.
You could say the same thing about Rondo, a player who's a Hall of Famer who averaged a triple-double in 3 seasons.
I'm sorry.
The exact same thing could be said.
You're about to lose your credibility on the first episode. Did you just compare Rajon Rondo to Russell Westbrook?
Yes.
How?
I did. How many championships does Russell Westbrook have again?
0.
My point exactly.
But he has averaged a triple-double in 3 separate seasons. You know the last person to do that?
I'm happy for the guy.
Last person to
he
do that.
Still can't get out of the first round of a playoff series.
Holy crap.
Am I wrong or am I right?
You're not wrong about that, but I'm not bringing Russell Westbrook off of the bench because of Rajon. I'm not.
People said the same thing about Carmelo Anthony. You're not going to bring a guy like that off of your bench. There are sometimes you have to bring stud players off of your bench. You do.
Carmelo Anthony is a different topic because he's 37 years old. Russell Westbrook is still in his early 30s.
What does it matter?
Younger than Rajon Rondo.
We're playing schemes. I don't care. Like, age shouldn't be a factor when we're all on the same basketball team. I don't care how old you are. We're playing basketball together. It doesn't matter if you're 4 years, 5 years, 10 years older than me if we're on the same court. I'm going to pass you the ball just like I expect you to pass me the ball. We're all playing together.
So let me ask you this. We're in the barbershop right now.
Right.
Usually the first chair, historically, the first chair is like the person who's the newest because you want to try to get them some people to walk in and get them. But the person who's like the best, who has clients, they're going to be in the back. Now, you have a new barber that comes up and they say, hey, Mike, he's going to take your chair and you come sit in the front. What are you going to say?
Okay.
You're going to feel some type of way, right?
Yes, but totally, like, it's a very bad analogy.
How?
It's a bad analogy. Let me explain to you why. The whole seating arrangement in the barbershop.
It might not be the seating arrangement, but to tell somebody that they should have your client versus you have it. But it's just the positioning of fact of you are a better barber. You've proven that you're a better barber.
Okay, so I think the difference is we're not asking Westbrook not to play. We're asking Westbrook to come off the bench so that someone else can start. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're asking you to do what's better for the team. We're not asking you not to play. When the crunch time, when game's on the line, you might be the point guard playing starters minutes. But what I'm asking you is to let Rajon Rondo run the point, you start the game, and then you come in, Russell Westbrook, and then do what you have to do, your little triple-double, whatever it is that you need to do.
A little triple-double.
You do that. Like,
I got you.
I give him credit for who he is, right? But once again, Russell Westbrook hasn't proven anything to me by winning basketball games. I need you to win.
In the comments, please. In the comments, remember whatever minute this is in the video, give us your feedback on what you think of Russell Westbrook coming off the bench for Rajon Rondo.
I said it.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But hey,
there are no stupid topics or stupid
statements.
this is the same man who said the Clippers were coming out of the finals.
Speaking of that, the Clippers are going to surprise a lot of people, and I'll tell you why a little bit later when we go to our matchups of the week.
Jesus.
Now let's go to the topic that everybody wants to discuss, and that's Kyrie Irving.
Oh my God.
This is the biggest thing in news right now when it comes to basketball. It's trumping everything. Season, Western Conference winners, Eastern Conference winners. It's a big topic. The reason why is because you're talking about a person who is. People are saying that he's being selfish for wanting to do what he wants to do for his body, but then also having to have that tough decision to not play and do the thing that you love the most because of this decision that's being made. So, what are your thoughts? I'll let you go first. What are some of your thoughts about it, and then I'll piggyback off of what.
All right, man. Well, so yesterday we brought up the name Kyrie Irving in the barbershop, and let's just say that led to a pretty heated debate. First, let me give you my stance on it, and then afterwards I'll explain to you why it became a debatable point, which you'll probably bring up. Well, what you'll probably realize as we start making our points. But so long story short, Kyrie Irving, you made agreements with other basketball players as well as other people in the organization to play for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I get it. There are a lot of unforeseen circumstances that come about because of COVID. There are a lot of things that we just weren't foreseeing. We just didn't know were going to happen. So we had to plan or react accordingly. Let's make a long story short. 90-some odd % of the NBA agreed to take this vaccine because they understood it was the best thing to do to keep the sport going. If you want to have the sport this year, if you want to go outside the bubble, if you have to want to be able to play basketball, there's some recessions you're going to have to make. One of those recessions is you might have to take a COVID shot. Sorry, guy, I can't sympathize with you for not taking it when you're getting paid millions of dollars. I do understand that you're on contract, and I do also understand in any other business, if you're on contract and you breach that contract, you'll be sued accordingly. I'm not saying that the NBA should sue you, but as a matter of fact, fuck yeah. See,
this is our guy Sucre. He's gonna come over. He has the best Cuban coffee in the whole state of Florida, maybe in the world. Sucre.
Sucre. Bianchi.
Spanish. Gotta know your Spanish.
In Miami, you gotta speak Spanish. Now you fuck. My guy. No, aquí.
This is our guy Sucre.
This is our guy Sucre. All right. Makes the best Cuban coffee in Miami.
Absolutely.
Guys, if you haven't been to Stellar Cuts Barbershop and tried this coffee, you need to be here. Oh, okay. We're ready now. We're ready now. The show can now commence.
Burn your whole damn.
Yes. But you take that pain willingly.
Liquid crack. But what were you saying? Go ahead, Kyrie. Go.
Whoa! All right, we're ready now. All right, we're talking about Kyrie. Look, I want to condense the subject because I feel like I rambled on a little bit about him earlier. So, with that being said, we're going to say this. Kyrie, you're a great basketball player, and I really respect what you bring to the Brooklyn Nets. With that being said, you signed a contract with the organization to play basketball. I do understand that there are certain unforeseen circumstances, being the vaccine and this whole COVID thing that we're having to deal with, but we have to deal with that. You know what I mean? I don't fault you for taking your stand, but I think if I were a member of the Brooklyn Nets organization, I would have to fault you because we're all together on the strength that you brought us here. This was your idea. Let's all find a team and play together. Me, KD, and James Harden. You created the Three Musketeers, and then now because of a vaccine, you're turning your back on them. You know what I mean? And then literally turning your back on them. You can't play any games unless you take this shot. The team, the organization said they won't even let you practice with the team. I'm sorry, bro. If I'm the organization, I'm looking to trade you right now. You're not a bad player, but at the same time, I need people who are going to play. And if you're going to let a vaccine stop you from doing that, I got to do what's right for the organization. One, ask you to take a vaccine for your health. Two, find someone who's gonna play instead of you.
You gotta separate the two things. I think what you have to separate is business and personal. As far as the business side of it, yes, he plays in the NBA. Yes, he is a part of this association. Yes, he is an employee for the Brooklyn Nets. If you want to continue playing basketball for the Brooklyn Nets, It is required in the state of New York that you get the shot. Now, on the personal side, it's your decision. There's still not we don't know what's going on with what long-term effects you're gonna have with this vaccine.
I gotta stop you right there.
Sorry, go ahead.
I gotta stop you right there. You just said don't mix business and personal.
Yeah.
He's personally making a business decision. You see what I'm saying?
No, he's personally making a decision to saying, I don't want to put something that's foreign into my body that I don't know anything about that could have long-term effects that we
But
still don't know the research about. We still don't know what
business
it's gonna do to me, and you're gonna make me put it in my
the
body?
business is paying him to do a job.
There's a difference between the money isn't everything, and I think a lot of people forget that. I think the selfish side of us as sports fans want Kyrie Irving to play basketball. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But me as a person, as a human being, as an ex-athlete, I understand the fact that I have to do what's best for me and my family. In my family, I'm saying I don't want to play. I'll give up the money. He's made what hundreds of millions of dollars up to this point.
Yes.
I can live the rest of my life just fine.
I promise you, if the NBA decided to take all of Kyrie's money instead of a portion of it for him not playing this season, Kyrie would be playing basketball this season. Kyrie would have been vaccinated. I promise you.
I
The
guarantee you
fact that
probably
he's
won't.
you're saying that money's not everything, and I agree with you. Money is not everything, but that the same sport that's paying him is the reason why his family has that life. His same family that he said he's doing this for. You're playing basketball because you grew up loving the sport of basketball. You're not playing basketball because, oh, this is what's right for my family. No, you're getting paid a lot of money for playing basketball, and that's what's
You have to
benefiting your
take the
family.
money aspect out of the equation when you're talking about yourself as a person. Money does not define you. Money is what you have for a talent that you're able to display. It doesn't give anybody the right to say you have to do this or you have to do that. That means this money controls me. He's made a good amount right now that he could walk away
You're right.
if you feel like you want to control.
You're right. The money is not what's controlling you. Your boss does. If your boss says, I need you to get vaccinated to work here, that's your boss. You as a person then have the right to say, I'm not going to work here because my boss is requiring that I get
Now,
vaccinated.
so we're talking about Kyrie Irving who made this decision
Right.
to leave because of the decision that they're
He didn't make a decision to leave. He's still with the organization.
Well, he's still with the organization,
Right.
but they said he can't play. But he's not playing because they're forcing him or asking him to get the vaccine. What about the only reason why we're talking about Kyrie is because he's an NBA player and he's on a spot, he's in a spotlight or a pedestal that we put him on as an NBA player. There are people around the country right now, doctors, nurses, first responders that are being told they have to get this vaccine or they can no longer work in their place
That's
of
true.
employment. They are making the same decision that Kyrie's making, but we're not talking about them.
The reason why we're not talking about them is because they're making the decision. Whether it's to quit or to get the vaccine, they're making the decision.
He's making a decision not to get it.
Right. He's not getting it. But the problem is he's not quitting his job by doing so. He's still getting paid by the organization.
Well, he's not getting paid while he sits out.
He is getting paid. He's losing money, yes, but he's not losing all of his
He's
money.
not getting paid per game. He's going to miss out on 200.
He's missing the per game, but he still gets guaranteed money. Half his contract is still guaranteed.
Well, yeah, his contract's guaranteed for whatever he gets, but per game this season, every game he doesn't play, he doesn't get
He's
paid.
missing out
So
the
he's
per
stepping
game money.
away just like everybody else that's stepping away.
He's
from
missing out on the per game money. He's still got guaranteed money on his contract, and he's still making endorsement money from Nike.
The money part is not the aspect. Though. What I'm saying is the biggest reason why the biggest reason why he can make the decision to say, I don't want to do this is because, and I agree with that. As a person, I agree that I don't know what this foreign substance is. Granted, I'm vaccinated. I'm arguing this as a human being,
And I'm
him.
not vaccinated.
I'm vaccinated.
And I'm arguing the other way. You see
So,
how funny that is?
I get what you're saying. I get what people say, but you can't say because we're giving you this money, you have to do that. He is not a slave.
It's not because
to
we're giving you this
anybody.
money. Look, let me reiterate that. It's not because I'm giving you this money. All right. Now, as an employer, as the owner of an organization, it is my responsibility to keep my customers safe
Absolutely.
more than my employees. I'm paying insurance monies for everything that happens to them. My responsibility is my customers. I have to make sure they stay safe. 9 times out of 10, those are going to be motherfuckers that sue me if something goes wrong.
True.
That being said, as a requirement or one of the responsibilities that I'm taking to keep my customers safe is asking my employees to get vaccinated. That's one of the things I'm asking my employees to do. You don't have to say yes. If you say no, I totally understand. I can no longer employ you though. Kyrie's still making money for the organization.
So you're saying that he should lose his job completely if he doesn't decide to get the vaccine. He should be cut from the team
It's
if he
called
doesn't
a
get the vaccine.
breach of contract. Anywhere you go, a breach of contract is a suable offense.
But it's not
Suable.
that. So that's not the mandate for every single team in the NBA. That's only in select cities, in California, in New York, and other
I
cities
totally
also.
understand that.
So it's
That's
not
why,
It's not an NBA association thing. It's an
that's
actual
why
city that
my
mandate.
that's why my resolution to that issue would be to trade Kyrie to a team that does not mandate the vaccine and then get back a player in return who doesn't mind
Well,
being
they
vaccinated.
didn't give him his extension. They didn't offer him an extension. So I'm pretty sure that's probably going to happen at the end of the season. I think the biggest topic that we were discussing now is just, is he in the wrong or is he right for the stance that he's making? I don't
mean,
think he's wrong.
I think he's right personally, but I think he's wrong ethically because he's letting his whole team and organization down. Personally, like selfishly, yes, you're right because you're thinking of yourself when you say you don't want to get the vaccine. I don't want to get the vaccine because I don't know what they're putting in my body. That's a personal decision he's making.
Same thing he's saying.
All right, that's what I'm saying. He's making a personal decision.
Yes.
But ethically, like what he's doing to his business, his job, his coworkers, the people that are sitting there waiting for Kyrie to come back after he gets vaccinated, which is not going to happen. It's what he's doing to them.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's selfish for us as a fan base, as an organization for the Brooklyn Nets, for us to want Kyrie to come play. But it's not a selfish act on him to not want to put something foreign in his body that he doesn't know the research about.
Okay, is it more selfish for someone to do something for their own benefit or for someone to do something for the benefit of others?
I think the definition of selfish is doing something for your benefit.
My point exactly. So what Kyrie's doing right now is for the benefit of himself. So you're saying that we're the ones being selfish for asking him to put something foreign in his body. What I personally think, he's the one being selfish for not putting the betterment of everyone around him. Look, that same vaccine will protect his family. Like, it's not going to stop you from catching COVID. Nothing's going to stop you from catching COVID. But what it's supposed to do is keep you out of the hospital if you do catch COVID. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. So with that being said,
Kyrie's made over $150 million over the course of his
I thought
career.
this wasn't about the money.
I'm making a point. He's made over $150 million over the course of his career. Money is not the issue in his life right now. The only thing, he can stop playing basketball today, and him and his family will be good for 2 generations.
Then he should. He should. That's my point exactly.
So
That's
he
what
should stop
do.
playing because he's taking a stance. The same. Do you think Colin Kaepernick should
I
still
was
be
going to
playing
say
football?
that. What's happening to Colin Kaepernick? Should he still be playing football? Yes. Is he? No.
Colin Kaepernick's not playing football because of Colin Kaepernick.
No.
Do you remember when he had a tryout and all he had to do was go to the tryout?
And
he said,
offers.
no, I wouldn't go. I want to have the tryout in my place at a high school in a city that I want to pick instead of an NFL arena. And then you basically said F all the people who took their time to say, let's give this guy another chance. You screwed those people, and that's why he doesn't have his chance anymore. This isn't that same situation. Kyrie's not saying screw all of you guys. He's just saying, hey, look, for me personally, I don't want to get it right now until I know a little bit more about it. Then I'll join my teammates. I love my teammates. I love the organization and the fans. And I'm being a voice for the voiceless. Because these people who are taking a step down from their nursing jobs and their hospital jobs, and they're saying, I don't want to get this vaccine, I'm doing the same thing. I am your voice as well. But that's not what Colin Kaepernick did. Colin Kaepernick got banned for a few years. They gave him an opportunity to come back, and he said, F you guys. So that's why he's not in the league. It's a different topic, different discussion.
I don't think he said F you guys, but I agree that it's a different topic and a different discussion. I wouldn't have brought it up before they point, but I guess I kind of see why you did. Like I said, the point I was trying to make was simple. Kyrie Irving, you're a basketball player. You're not conscious of basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's your job.
And this topic is you could talk about this for hours. I mean, everybody has an opinion about this, and usually we would get everybody involved in it, but that would even take us more time. To continue talking about. But
this would definitely get hectic.
We'll come back to that as the season plays out, as the story progresses, and then we'll let you guys know our opinions and thoughts on it. Moving along, the preseason has ended up in wrap. There's some obvious winners, obvious losers going into the regular season. I would say some of the winners that I saw coming out of the East. I am a big fan, and I think they're going to be a good team to watch. I don't think they're going to do anything major, maybe a 6 through 8 seed in the East. But the New York Knicks, actually have a pretty good squad. They have a fun squad to watch, in that Julius Randle has stepped up as a main producer and a number one option. Derrick Rose has been very reliable. They have some good young talent in Emmanuel Quickly, Toppin, and a couple other peoples. It's a fun team to watch. So that's one of my teams on the watch list. What are one of the teams on your watch list out of the preseason? Who impressed you?
Okay, we're looking at the Eastern Conference. Okay, so I'm obviously a big Heat fan, so I'm not even gonna mention it. You already know my Heat are gonna make choices. Um, Besides that, one of the teams that really did impress me this year were the Chicago Bulls. Um, I weren't expecting them to be that quick, that dynamic. I know DeMar DeRozan is a very good perimeter player, but if you put that many perimeter players on one team, I didn't think they would all be able to gel the way Bulls were like gelling.
I
Like
like
at first, I thought it was bullshit. I was like, these guys were not gonna be able to play good, but
Good play on words.
watching them play together is actually beautiful basketball. I mean, these guys are really impressive. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Caruso, Ball. You guys have put an incredible package together over there, and I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do this year.
Completely agree. I watched a couple of games, and one thing that I was looking at while I'm watching them, how exciting they are. They reminded me. I don't think they're going to be like a top 5, top 3 team in the East, but they reminded me of those old Clipper teams with like Darius Miles, Quentin
Right.
Richardson, and it was like Showtime and Flash. Like, I mean, we
Literally.
knew they weren't going to win every game, but you go to watch because it's going to be
It was going to be
exciting.
exciting.
You know,
Right.
so I think they have that element to their team. Another team that I think is up and coming. Michael Jordan did a good job putting them together with LaMelo Ball, um,
They
Miles
signed
Bridges
LiAngelo. Oh, sorry.
for the G League team.
Yeah.
He's
They
going
signed
to
him.
the
I'm
G
happy
League.
for the
He's
kid.
in there though,
I'm
and,
happy for
and
the kid.
LeVar called that.
Yeah,
LeVar,
he did.
I will say LeVar is a genius.
He
You
is,
should play the
man.
lotto, my man.
Yeah, we all hate the guy for obvious reasons, but the guy's pretty damn smart. He
Yeah,
made all
he's
his
one of
kids
those. He's one of
professional.
those old pops that used to be at the basketball games and then piss
Talking
everybody in
crap.
the crowd off. He's what, but you gotta love it, and
Exactly.
his foresight to see all of his kids in the league. You can't knock that. But I like the Pelicans. I mean, excuse me, I like the Hornets. I think they are going to be a up and coming fun team to watch also in the East. Who else do you have besides Chicago?
Well, Chicago and Miami. Like Chicago and Miami were my two like standout as far as the Eastern Conference goes when it comes to the preseason. Once again, the preseason and regular season basketball, but I was looking for a few things from my Heat this preseason, and then they did not let me. Tyler Hero is averaging 24 preseason, pretty impressive. I just need Duncan Robinson to find his basketball shot again. I would like to see Victor Oladipo playing basketball.
I mean, you can't knock a dude in preseason. Like, nobody's really trying.
No,
Preseason.
you're right, but I feel like it's preseason, so it's because they're not trying. Your jump shots fall.
One thing about white guys that are shooters is it's like riding a bicycle. Whenever they feel like jumping on the bike and just riding for a long time, it's going to come back. So Duncan Robinson will be back. As you see, Tyler Hero's back. It just took him 82 games.
Which is true, but he had
From
a
last season.
season off. Took a whole season off.
Yeah.
I don't need Duncan to do that. I was also looking at Bam. I don't know, and I hate to say this, but I feel like playing for Team USA might have hurt Bam a little bit. I didn't see him like the one thing I wanted to see Bam progress in was that medium range jump shot. Because I feel like a lot of teams give him that, and they kind of like leave him wide open for it, and he bricks it almost every.
He wasn't in the gym working on his jump shot.
No, he wasn't. He was building relationships with other USA players, which is okay.
In the gym, Bam.
Yeah, but Bam, come on, man, you're getting paid dollars, man. Hit the gym. I need you to hit the gym. I need you
Get
to
some
come back
jump
up.
shots. That's your only thing to do next year.
Literally,
Get in the gym. Mike will rebound,
all day, all day.
and then you come get a haircut.
That's it. That's it. We call it even. You come get your haircut. I'll be your rebound boy. I'll be your ball boy all day. Pause.
Pause.
We're talking basketball,
out
ladies
of
and
the
gentlemen.
out of the West.
Strictly hoops.
Who was some? I mean, out of the West, who did you see there were some good teams that you thought?
I saw actually a few teams in the West that pretty much impressed me, but I'm just gonna name the profile names. There's two teams that really, really did impress me. We're gonna go Denver and Utah. All right, I'm just gonna stop right there. I like my boys. I like what they're both bringing to the table this year. You know me, I'm the defensive minded guy, so Utah wants to go over that. And then Denver's gonna have Jamal Murray back at some point this year. I'm excited. Jamal freaking Murray. I'm excited, bro. I missed you all last season. I'm excited for you to come back and do what you do.
Love that.
Yeah, man, bro. You're. I'm gonna use the phrase lightning in a bottle. That's how I'm gonna like term you. You're lightning in a bottle, bro. I can't wait to see what you're gonna bring back to the team.
So I already knew. I didn't really for my teams that I thought were very impressive during the preseason. I didn't pick anybody that I knew was going to do and make noise in the West. I picked Memphis and Dallas. Dallas, Luka looks like he's ready to go. Luka is talented, and he came into the preseason last year fat and out of shape.
You're right.
And still cooked the whole NBA.
You're right.
Now he's in shape. Looks like he's ready to put his name in that top 3, top 4 basketball player in the NBA slot, and he looks focused. Only thing that they're going to be fun to watch, of course. Only thing that I would say is Porzingis injury prone, and
I was just going to mention that
they don't have too much depth. So I'm not not expecting them to go too far. Memphis, young gunner. I love some young gunners. These dudes don't give a shit about nobody. I love Ja Morant's attitude, his athleticism. He's gonna get checked a couple times, but he don't care. He's gonna get up and go dunk on you, try to end your career. So I rock with Ja Morant and the crew they got. Probably in a 6th through 8th seed, but very exciting to watch. I wouldn't be shocked and surprised if they go a little bit further in the playoffs this year with the experience they have now. But they don't give a shit. Those are the teams that are always going to do and make noise, later on in the season.
Big facts. I'm not gonna lie. I do love the heart on Ja Morant. Like he's one of my favorite guys to watch play basketball right now, just because he's not scared of anybody. And being a point guard and seeing guys with that kind of tenacity, it's heartwarming to say the least. I did forget to mention one of my breakout teams in the Western Conference. I wouldn't really call this a breakout team, but my favorite player in the entire league is on this team. Don't hate me. But Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, bro. I need these boys to come back and have a great season. I got a lot of heart. I got a lot of hope, Steph and Clay and Draymond and Iggy. I need you boys to come back and have a good year, all right? Like that's all I'm asking for. Just have a good year.
Speaking of Golden State, I actually have watched them play, and last week I picked my sleeper team as whoever the hell I picked, but I changed it already. So there's a couple of things that I changed, and I'll bring that up as we go through our picks of the week. But Golden State is one of those things I changed. And the reason why I changed Golden State as my sleeper team to come out is because once they get Wiseman back, Clay back, healthy, they're going to be some shit to deal with when it comes with Steph is on another level.
He's playing the best basketball team to play.
If Clay comes back ready to go, and they got Draymond, and they pick up where they left off a few years ago, they're going to be a problem. So I got them being my sleeper team now. Also, another team that I was impressed with in the preseason, even though they didn't win that many games. But as the season goes on, I think they're going to be pretty cold.
Yeah, I don't ever put too much onus on the preseason game, especially who wins them. Only because at the end of the game, the coaches keep pulling all kind of lines off their ass.
To see who's going to make the team, so, and let's give this guy a shot.
You can't let the W's and the L's fool you on. So with that being said,
they're still impressive though.
Yeah, they're incredibly impressive to watch. Steph scored 40-something points last night in 3 quarters. Did you hear what I said? The boy played 3 quarters of basketball and scored 40 damn points.
Sweet. Jeez, calm down, Steph.
Jesus Christ.
But I like it.
No, but I love watching him play basketball. Guy, he plays on another level.
I don't know how I forgot him last week. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But Steph definitely is going to Steph and the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson, they're definitely going to
I don't fault you for last week because with all the injuries that they're suffering, who would have knew? Like, you can't really call what you're going to get from Golden State.
That was my fault. I consider myself a guru, so I should know what's going on with injuries and everything at all time. I should have a feeling in the present. I should know when these people are coming back. That's what being a guru is. That's why I call myself that. Going into our picks of the week, well, everybody's here and everybody wants to see our picks of the week. That's the best topic that this is when we get a little bit heated and debated. The debate gets a little bit heated in the barbershop when we start talking about teams that are going to win this week, teams that are going to lose this week. What we normally will do each week is the person who has the most wins out of these games that we are picking, the top tier games of the week, that person will be rewarded with the King chain or player of the week chain.
Jewelers, we need you.
We do need a chain.
Come on now.
We need something. Like I said, barber clippers with diamonds. But they will get the chain for the week and they will wear it on the show. for the entire show. But to start it off, week 1, the first game of the season on Tuesday the 19th, Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. Who do you have, Mike?
All right. Should I tell you why I picked them, or you just want me to give you my picks and then
Tell me everything. I want to know. I want to know why you're picking your
Bada
teams to
boom.
win.
bada bing? Okay, so we're gonna start the season off with Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. Now, Brooklyn's got a lot of turmoil going on right now. This whole no Kyrie situation is like, I don't want to say it's gonna divide the locker room, but until we figure out who's playing what position, I'm not putting Brooklyn to have a good start of the season. They got to figure out what's going on first. Milwaukee just came off winning a championship last year. They're basically bringing back their same team. They added a couple of pieces, lost pieces too. I see Milwaukee beating Brooklyn first.
Milwaukee over Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
I actually have to agree. Even though I still think that last year when Kyrie wasn't playing for a lot of that time, James Harden and Kevin Durant were still playing well together. They still have a great team. And I still think they're going to go pretty far in the playoffs. They'll probably get to the semis or even the finals.
Agreed.
In the East. I just don't think they have everything that Milwaukee has. And one major thing that I saw, Giannis has a jump shot now.
You saw that, right?
He's
Like,
pulling
with
up from
confidence.
3. He's
Bruh.
taking step back, stop step moves
Bruh.
into his mid-range jumper. What the fuck is that? What now?
Watch out, Milwaukee.
Bam. Get in the gym with Giannis Antetokounmpo's shooting coach. I don't know who
whatever
he was
he's
working
doing.
with. I don't know who he was working with,
Do whatever
but
he's doing.
if he is making jump
Jesus
shots,
Christ.
Milwaukee is going to kick some ass.
Pull up from
It's a
3 jump
repeat.
shots
It's
off
unfair.
the dribble.
It's unfair. So I got Milwaukee in the first game of the season also. Next game of the night, Golden State versus the Lakers. Now, it pains me. It pains me to the core of my soul to say that Mike's right. But the first game of the season, I think it's at LA. It's a team where Golden State is not full strength. Lakers are going to be excited. The arena is going to be crazy. I think they start out slow, but I think they pick it up in the second half, and Lakers take the game. Hopefully, Russell Westbrook finds his game, but I just think too many emotions and everything. Everybody's going to be so excited. Lakers take the win against Golden State.
Yo, this guy's actually picking the Lakers to win.
Just one game.
And I'm not.
82.
And I am not. What's going on here?
Oh, you're not picking the
I'm
Lakers
not
to win the
picking
first
my
game?
team to win no, like I said, I had the feeling that the Lakers are going to get up to the Western. That's just me being honest. I do see them coming out of the Western Conference, but they're going to get off to a rough start. And I have a feeling Steph, of course, is going to do Steph-type things, and he's going to go on a tear. He's going to try to prove a point. This is going to be his first game versus the Lakers. The Lakers, the new Lakers. I feel like Steph's going to put on a show.
I think the Lakers are too big. Like
I don't think they're
didn't
quick enough to stick with
young gunners. No,
Right.
I agree with that. A Phoenix or whatever. No, those guys are going to run them
You're
out the
right.
gym.
You're
But
right.
the fact that how I was watching the game this week, and I'm like, Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and then the strong Russell Westbrook. They are big.
They're all big.
And I think that the Golden State Warriors just right now don't have the depth to
depth.
keep up with them, but they're pretty good.
In a series, I would agree with you. Like in a series, there's no way Golden State matches up with the Lakers. But since it's just one game, first game of the season, I think the Lakers are going to get punched in the mouth. Like I think that Steph's playing
At
incredible
home?
basketball right now. At home. Steph, you got to remember, Golden State and LA are in the same state. So when you say it's at home, it's not really like I'm traveling that far.
Well, I mean,
for
San
basketball.
Francisco, the Bay is totally different.
I get what you're
It-
saying. But when you say home court advantage, they're going to be Golden State fans in the LA arena also. Like,
There
you know what I'm
is.
saying?
There is.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
They
saying.
travel well.
That's what I'm saying. So with that being said, I don't foresee the Lakers beating Golden State game 1. The Lakers might beat them in a playoff series, yes. Game 1, nah. I think Golden State's going to take that, and I'm going to put it on Steph. Steph's going to score 40.
A lot of pressure on you, Steph.
Steph's going to score. He's scoring 40.
Mike's putting that pressure on you, Steph.
You
Step up.
You got this, Steph. If you do, I'll buy one of your jerseys. Let's go.
You heard it.
You heard
Steph,
it.
win the
I'm a man
game.
of my
He's
word.
going to buy your jersey. Wear it on the show next week.
I'm a man of my word. All right? All you got to do is win game 1. I'll wear it next week. Let's
Game
go.
3, Wednesday on the 20th, Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks.
Knickerbockers.
Who do you got?
All right. I'm going with the Knicks. Reason being, the Knicks are playing great basketball right now. This is the best they've looked in a very long time. the Knicks. Let's face it, the Knicks haven't had a good basketball team. They've actually got a basketball team right now, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Julius Randle's playing lights out basketball.
Great basketball.
I'm not betting anything against that man right now. I want to see him continue on, especially after the way they went on the playoffs last year. They lost to the Hawks, and then they should have beat the Hawks. Like,
I think the energy is going to be amazing.
yeah,
I think the energy is going to be amazing.
Definitely.
First night, Madison Square Garden. You can't beat that arena.
And then Boston has too many injuries right now that they're dealing with. They have no Jaylen Brown.
They don't. They don't have Jaylen.
Doing a lot of work by.
So I am going to go with the underdog here. I picked Boston just for the simple fact that Jason Tatum. I think he's going to have a big night.
He whooped that boy's ass.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have anything to throw the Heat in there. I've never seen a bigger fan in the Heat.
And you won't find
Get
one.
him some tickets to
And you
every.
won't
He needs season
find
tickets.
one.
He is your biggest advocator. Get him some season tickets.
Please. And
But-
thank you. You heard the man.
I think Jason Tatum. Only reason why I picked Boston is Brad Stevens is a coaching genius,
He is. I agree.
and I think he's going to put his players, whoever's playing, in the appropriate spots. I think they're well prepared to come out and handle any situation. I think they'll just be more prepared on the first game. I think the Knicks are going to come out too hype, knowing that they're pretty good this year, but they're going to get out coached, and I think that's why Boston is going to win the first game of the season on Wednesday. Denver versus Phoenix in the late night game. Who do you got?
All right. Phoenix, even though I am a fan of Denver. But until they get Jamal Murray back, I'm not gonna put too much eggs in that basket. Especially not when they're going against the likes of a freaking Devin Booker. That guy is like Kobe reincarnated. You've heard me say it before. I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna hear it a few more times throughout the course of the season. Kobe reincarnated. Devin Booker. So say again?
I agree with you.
Okay, yeah, that boy is amazing. I love watching him play basketball. And with that being said, I'm not betting against Devin Booker. So I'm gonna pick Phoenix to beat Denver in this game. It's also it doesn't really matter. It's a late night game, so both teams in the Western Conference. It's not gonna affect the other team. I'm picking Phoenix to win this one. I'm not gonna say blowout, but it'll be a pretty big lead.
I like Phoenix as well. The only reason why I like Phoenix is Jamal Murray factor is still a factor.
It is.
They don't like Phoenix has Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder. They got the Cameron Payne.
That guy.
I rock with Cameron Payne.
Yeah, so do I.
He
Bro.
comes off the bench and gives you instant offense,
And
instant defense, and instant energy.
Where was he in OKC? That's not who he was in OKC.
Yes, he was. He did. He was just on the bench, and then before the games, you saw that energy. Him and Russell
All I
Westbrook. If
ever
we have a
remember-
clip,
That's it.
if
That's
we
all I
have a
remember.
clip, him and Russell Westbrook dance highlights
That's all I remember.
right now. Go.
It's him and Russell. That's all I remember. That's how I remember Cameron Payne. I never seen him
He
playing
had
basketball.
instant energy from start every time out, every pregame, every postgame. So I love Cameron Payne's game. I
So
think
do
he
I.
brings another
So do I.
dynamic. So I got Phoenix going against Denver, and it's in Phoenix, first game of the season. All those WAC fans are gonna be happy and cheering. So I like Phoenix. Phoenix fans are so whack. You ever met somebody from Phoenix? The weirdest people
honestly,
ever.
I haven't.
Yeah,
I've never been to Phoenix. So.
Exactly. You
It's
see what I'm
hot.
saying? You've
The
never met
desert.
somebody and never seen anybody from Phoenix,
Phoenix, nah.
because they whack. They only hang in Phoenix. Hey, who wants to be in a place with
Sorry,
an
guy.
oven every 150
No,
degrees?
that's a big fact. That's
You got to
my-
be a weirdo to be in 150 degree weather. I'm
that's
just kidding, Phoenix fans. I love you guys. Like, you're weird. All right, Thursdays. Milwaukee at Miami. Shocker. Let me go first.
Let's go Heat. Oh, sorry.
Milwaukee in a landslide.
This
Only-
guy.
The only reason why I would say that Milwaukee won't play as good as they should is because they're coming to Miami, and every team who comes to Miami parties the night before because they haven't been partying in a while.
Welcome to South.
And we ship our prostitutes to them. So that's the only reason why it's going to be a close game. But I still got Milwaukee winning because Giannis he doesn't mess with anybody. Everybody else is going to go party. Giannis is going to be in a hotel room, focused, watching film. He's going to be the only one. He's going to go for 50. So I got Milwaukee.
Would I even be a Heat fan if I didn't say the Heat were gonna beat the crap out them boys? I don't give a fuck about the Bucks.
You'd be a realist.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a part of me knows it's gonna be a tough game, but I'm gonna stick to my boys, man. I like the way we look this year. Regardless of anything, I like the way we look. I'm not gonna second guess the way we look because we're facing the Bucks. Thing. We took one of the Bucks' best weapons in PJ Tucker. Like, not their offensive weapons, but defense. We took one of their best weapons. I'm not saying this is gonna be their Achilles heel, but they're not gonna walk through us like somebody thinks.
I
So,
can't say that PJ Tucker was one of their best weapons. I've never.
defensively.
And they picked up Patty Mills, and they still have another
You
guard.
can't compare Patty Mills to PJ Tucker.
Patty Mills is another person. First of all, he has a championship. Second of all, defense is what he does. He came up under Popovich. That's what they do. They play defense. You got my man DiVincenzo, who's going to be back from Milwaukee. He wasn't even playing last year. They got my man Brook Lopez. They got Grayson Allen. Trip, my man. That's my man Trip. That's his nickname. I know Grayson well.
There you go.
I don't even know Grayson, but his nickname would be Trip if we were best friends.
Definitely.
Because he's going to trip the shit out of you. I think that Grayson Allen is a perfect pickup for Milwaukee. I don't think PJ Tucker is going to be the deciding factor if Milwaukee's successful against Miami.
Yeah, here's my thing. I think what made Milwaukee so deadly last year, besides the Greek Freak, was the fact that defensively they were a hard team to get by. Bledsoe, Greek Freak, Brook Lopez blocking all those shots, and then PJ Tucker sticking 1 through 5. Like, you can't take away what that guy did for that organization. Granted, okay, he wasn't scoring 30 points a game, but what he did for the organization.
He scored 4 points. Jay could have scored 4 points for Milwaukee and had an impact. All right, I'm sorry. PJ Tucker, you're awesome.
Don't worry, PJ. I still got respect.
I got respect.
I'll put respect
it wasn't
on your
respect.
name.
Don't do that. PJ gonna try to fight me when he sees me walking.
You better believe it.
Costco. I'm
with
gonna be
the
in
freshest
Costco.
kicks you ever seen in your life. He gonna stomp you out with the freshest kicks you've ever seen.
That's all right, man. That's okay. At
Don't
least
worry,
I can
PJ.
say
I got your back.
that lawsuit is gonna be amazing when he kicks me. Los Angeles Clippers, Golden State Warriors that same night. Who you got?
That's a no-brainer. Golden State all day. Clippers suck.
Golden State. I actually picked Golden State too. And
let me just stop right there. The Clippers suck. Somebody picked them to come out of the West. I don't know what he was thinking.
Let me say this. I did pick the Clippers because when Kawhi gets back, they're going to be good. You got to think they went to the Western Conference Finals last year with Reggie Jackson and Paul George.
Oh, you had trouble remembering the poor guy's name?
No.
That's what PG stands for, poor guy.
I'm getting older, and I drink a lot, and I'm getting older. But when they almost went to the Western Conference Finals without their main team, without their main player, and I still think they're going to be good over the course of the season once he gets back. Just the first game of the season, I think that's their first game at Golden State. Golden State is 2 games in because they're already going to be playing, so they'll be a little bit more seasoned, and that's the reason why I'm picking Golden State over Paul George and the Clippers that night. That's the only reason.
I just think Paul George breaks under pressure. And as he's a great basketball player. If you have to do it by yourself, all the pressure's on you. And Paul George, sorry?
You don't think he stepped up at the end of the season last year?
I'm not going to say he stepped up at the end of the season. When Kawhi went down, he did what he had to do to carry the team the best he could. But I won't say he carried the team the best he could.
I think he was averaging like 28 points a game. That's
right. Here's my thing. When you're the focal point on the team, when you're the only guy, when there's nobody else who's going to give you buckets, you don't have a choice. You have to average 28, 30, 40 points a game. You don't got a choice.
That's not easy in the NBA. The fact that when you say step up, so he was averaging 23, he starts averaging 28. Is that not a step up?
He did step up. But did he win?
Oh, he took a team that wasn't expected to go to the Western Conference Finals to the Western Conference Finals.
They were expected to go to the Western Conference Finals with Kawhi. Okay, Kawhi got hurt. And then Paul George was expected to carry the team on his own, which he couldn't. Mind you, we're talking about the same guy that Dame waved off in the playoffs, right? You remember that?
That was 2 years ago.
So what? We're talking about that same man.
That was a hell of a shot.
So what?
It was a bad shot.
Same man.
David Lillard even admitted, I think I saw a video this summer where Damon Lillard was like, yo, this is where I shot this?
He didn't realize he was that far. All right. So what?
He took it, he made young man.
That's in PG's face. Poor guy.
All right. We can't. All right. So I got Golden State going in that game.
So do I.
Later on in the season, I got LA Clippers. Friday, the last 2 games of the week. Friday, October 22nd, Brooklyn versus Philly. Who you got?
This is going to be a great game, by the way. This is going to be a phenomenal basketball game. But right now, with Brooklyn going through all their shit and then Ben Simmons actually showing up to practice, I'm going to put Philly in the team. I just feel like Philly will have a little better idea of what kind of basketball they're playing. So they'll better bring it together. I still want to see what kind of Brooklyn Nets team we're going to have without their starting point guard in the lineup. Don't get me wrong. I do understand that James Harden played point guard on another team, and he is a good point guard. But when you take him out of that 2-guard position, he becomes ball dominant. And I know that Brooklyn their ball movement was one of the things that makes it so deadly. So I just don't think missing Kyrie is the best situation for them. So once again, I'm going to pick Philly to win that basketball game.
The bet that I am going to make this week for the Brooklyn versus Philly game, not who's going to win or lose, but what quarter will Philly fans start booing the 76ers? I'm going for halfway through the second quarter. I got Brooklyn beating the crap out of Philly. One, because they don't have Ben Simmons to miss free throws. And then two, Joel Embiid cannot lead your team anywhere by himself. He can't.
Ben Simmons will be playing.
He's playing? I thought he was sitting out.
He can't sit out.
No, he's still he's out. He's out to get into game shape. He's going to be in condition. I don't think he's available for the first game.
Oh wow, that I did not know. Okay,
We'll fact check,
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure he's sitting out for conditioning reasons.
Okay,
So he's not
okay.
in shape yet.
That I did not know. I was told that he would be playing. I was told he'd be missing the last preseason game, which is the game that they played, I think, last night. I believe.
You talked to the trainer or the coach?
No. I actually got my sources in Philly.
No,
bro.
I was told by who?
No, I got my
Anybody in the organization?
I got my sources in Philly. Like you don't know.
You know a waitress at Cheesecake
bruh,
Factory, and she told you that Ben Simmons is
bruh. My cousin and them
Oh,
know my cousin.
Got
and
you.
them. And they told me told them that P. Joe told them.
Got you. The security guard that works the section 382 in the stadium told him that.
Plugs, I'm well connected with the Philly organization.
Got you. So you got Philly.
Nah. Yeah, I do got Philly winning that game. You got Brooklyn. So
and a surprise appearance by Ben Simmons.
Yeah. Well, Ben Simmons or no Ben Simmons, I'm still sticking with my guns, and I'm gonna call Philly on this.
Sounds good. Last game of the night: Philly versus the Lakers. Phoenix versus the Lakers.
Again?
I am going to go with Phoenix winning in LA. So this is where I say you are absolutely right. They're going against their first tough opponent. It's their second home game. This is when all of the tomfoolery and everything will happen with the nervousness, and Phoenix will come out. And I don't know if they'll kick the shit out of them, but it's going to be tough from start to finish.
I agree. All right, Phoenix has proven a lot to me in these past few years. They've proven to me that they're not a team to take lightly. They've proven to me that Devin Booker is one of the best teams in the league. And they've also proven to me that Ayton is not a joke. He is the real deal. They did right by picking him up too early in the draft. With that being said, I'm picking Phoenix to beat the crap out of the Lakers only because it's still early in the Lakers season. And as much as I like them guys and as much as I think those guys are going to be good, there's going to be a learning curve there. There's going to be some figuring out that has to happen. And while that figuring out happens, I'm going to pick Phoenix to beat the crap out of them.
I completely agree. I don't see like I said, historically, LeBron James made up teams always take about 25 games
something like
to get going. So I'm gonna give it. I'll say they're 50% or 500 by 25 games, and then they'll start turning it on. And
Agreed.
I think game 2 of the season they get the shit kicked out.
Agreed. We're not doing a good job debating, bro. What the fuck?
No, this is great. I feel like we've had great points when we needed debate, and I think everybody understands. Some things are just
not debatable.
Yeah, it's like
Sorry,
Miami not being the top 3 teams, and that's not debatable.
What?
That's not debatable at all.
Where did that even come from?
I don't know. Anytime I find a point where I can throw that jab in there, I'm always going to do it.
Is the heat hate real on this stage or what? Like, do you feel it?
I love
like
the weather.
This
that
guy,
was good.
I was gonna say he lives here.
Like, guy in the back. Outro.
Somebody get this man a microphone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably gonna be the wrap for our show today. We do want to thank all of you for joining. Please do like, subscribe, click, share, tell people who we are. I'm Mike, Shimo. All right.
Tune in next week when we will be discussing. We'll discuss a recap of our picks of the week, and then we'll also give you our. We'll talk about some more league news that's going on, and then we'll also tell you our picks for the following week. Every week you can find it here, especially my picks, the Guru. That's what you could call me, Shamo, the Guru. And then whatever he says about
you can call me Mike the Meister. All right? I am the Maestro Mike. It's because I'm just going to be making stuff happen. I'm just going to be waving my hands, and you're going to watch how all these people win because they wave my hands and they do it.
Once again, if you need a haircut, make sure you come to the best barbershop in Florida, in the South. Stellar Cuts, located in Wynwood, Miami. Mike, you have the address?
2214 North Miami Avenue. We're located in beautiful Wynwood, Miami, Florida. You know.
Remember, like and subscribe. We will have some gifts, prizes, and everything coming in the following weeks. Continue tune in next week. We love you. Thanks for coming in.
Let's go Heat.
Hometown favorites.
See it.
My guy D Wright.
See it. See it.